So now we're looking at pi, and in order to understand what follows, you'll need to know about fractions and basic algebra. You okay with those things?
Yeah, I'm happy to give it a whirl.
All right, so if we take a circle, just definition of some terms, the line going across the centre from one side to the other, or technically in mathematical terms we call that an interval, because a line goes on forever. So the interval going across the centre is called the diameter, and the outside area is called the circumference. So if we wrap the diameter around the circle, so that's each of these is showing the length of the diameter as if we curled it around the outside.
Okay.
It'll go 3 times and a bit. And that bit is approximately equal to 0.14. In fact,
oh my goodness.
In fact, it's equal to that, and we could keep going forever. You literally keep going forever. You can't express that as a fraction, that number, which is why it's called an irrational number, not because it's stupid, because you can't make the ratio work. You can express it as a decimal like that. Rationalise it. I like that. And so the number of times the diameter will go around the circle is 3 plus that number, which for convenience, which is 3.141, etc., which we call approximately equal to pi. That's the Greek letter pi. And it doesn't matter, this is the key bit, it doesn't matter how big or small the circle is, that number pi won't change, because the circumference will change, but the diameter will change in proportion to it. So that could be light years across, that could be microns across. It's always going to be pi. We've got a third measure here, which is the radius, which is the distance from the centre to the circle, which will be the same all the way around, which is actually the way you define a circle. They call it the centre point, which is always the same distance from the circle. And so that's pi. So there's a few different ways we can express this. We can say that pi is the circumference over the diameter, which is the same way of saying the diameter times pi is the circumference. We can say the diameter is twice the radius, and so twice the radius times pi is the circumference. So twice the radius times pi, we can write it like that without putting the x in there with that cross, because when you get ahead into algebra, that the cross just gets annoying. Just leave it out.
Do you know the thing I love about this you just mentioned was the fact that it stays the same, whether it's, like I think you said, light years across or a few millimetres across. Yeah, it's always the thing I love about pi.
It's always exactly the same thing. It's not different by one decimal point. What I love about pi, I love that too, but I love this. It blows me away actually. That lot of formula, which at the moment will look like just hieroglyphics to you, they're statistical formula, most of which we cover in the book eventually and explain them so they don't look like such hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
Pi keeps appearing in the unlikeliest places with nothing to do with circles, and you just so there's kind of this thing: is mathematics invented or discovered? Well, both, because you invent things as ways of expressing something, and then you suddenly make this extraordinary discovery. Where did pi come from? Not one small decimal point off, but exactly pi. That's pi.
Yeah, I love pies.
Thank you for watching.